to take three deep breaths because I know we've laughed so much and we are all over the place. I am, how distracted I am. So I thought maybe taking a deep breath and coming back to our focus area for this entire session will help. So, yeah. So we go forward, trying to understand why we are here. It was a very good exercise. Thank you so much, Rama and Sandhya Shekhar. Thank you. Thank you for lightening us up and making us loosen ourselves to start with. So what, yeah, okay. So what was the reason why have we gathered here for 3.5 days? That's a long time. Every one of you has taken so much time to come here, and we are thinking as to what is the reasons, especially since we haven't even shared the agenda, which I would like to share a little later. Here for the day one, we had shared it on the group. So those who are here have seen it, but those who have online, those who are online may not have had an opportunity to know what are the things that we wanted to cover for the day. That is for the day. So starting out with a very, very simple thought. Every one of us here is a content creator in some way or the other. Either you are a creator, you're a mentor, you're a reviewer, you're in some way, or multimedia contributor, or even value content contributors. We are all from the content team, more or less everyone. The question that we ask ourselves is, or probably we answer ourselves to at all times, is I am doing something which is valuable for the children and I'm offering it to Swami. I have certain skills, certain knowledge, which I want to offer to Bhagwan. That is the idea. But taking one step beyond, who are the users? What is their understanding of what we are creating? How are they benefiting out of it? How much are they using it? Do they want this in the manner in which we are giving, or do they want it differently? We need that understanding so that there can be course correction on what we have already created and what we are going to create in future. There are also questions like, there is so much of change happening all around us. So is it okay for us to continue in the same manner? Will it benefit them in the, will we be relevant, a few months down the line? Few months down the line. We are not talking in terms of years, right? NEP 2020 was out nearly 3 years back, and NCF has been out. I don't think you will really need the notebooks at this point in time. So it's okay. When we need, brother, we'll probably not need it at this point in time. But I want you to take away these thoughts and keep them with you, mull over them, reflect upon them in the next few days. Okay, so thinking about content, thinking about the way we are creating content, thinking about end users. And in fact, we are going to have very soon a session which will give us a very different input, receiving it from the teachers who are the users, right? As content creators, we need to have the teacher perspective. That was one reason we thought we need to perhaps come together with the training team as well, not isolate as a content team, as a creator. And then when we come into training as well, then we said, okay, NEP and NCF, all of that has come in. Is there anything that requires attention here? No, it's okay. If it requires, I just want to know. No? Okay. So in that case, the NEP has to be in NEP guidelines, policies, NCF guidelines have to be incorporated into our content, which means we need to upgrade our skills, the way we present our pedagogy, the way we create our content. So we are going to be looking at how to upgrade ourselves, right? So how the teachers want, how to meet the requirements of NEP and NCF. And finally, all that we do, which is an offering to Bhagwan, another 3 years down the line, it's going to be centenary year celebration. So we should have a concrete plan as to what we want to do by then and start taking steps to meet those requirements, whatever those requirements are. And here is a platform where we all come together, we discuss, we think it through and contribute whatever our little might. We've shared a Google document as well to collect all your inputs. We'll perhaps be collating it as well and offering it to Bhagwan during the Mandir session that we are going to have on 21st. So if you haven't filled in the forms, those who are online and those who are here, please fill in and pass it out. Whatever we receive till tomorrow, we are going to take a printout of that and we will be offering it to Bhagwan. So to give a gist of what we would be doing, we'll be looking at how teacher looks at our content and take what are our takeaways from there. We are going to have the training team do a presentation on that as soon as I leave this podium here. And then we are going to be having more than 2 sessions wherein we will be guided by some experts on skills that we will require to modify the way we are creating content and look at it differently. So there has to be a change that we are looking at, not only from the processes, but also from perspectives. How will we look at things? Okay, the flow. And then we will, in order, and one more thing which I'll bring in here. Yes, we are bringing in the critical things. Should our inquisitive question look like the way they are looking? Are they even creating any inquisitiveness among the students or not? What is the impact of our content on the students? Besides all that, our own understanding of Sri Satya Sai Vidya Vahini has been IIEP into 4C. All of us know that. What are we doing to do in all those 4 C's? Okay, so we will be taking a look along with the state teams, a part of which is already here with us today to deliberate upon, that how each one of these C's need to be worked upon and created as a module so that the Satya Sai aligned schools can take it forward. We'll be looking at various other things as to what do we mean by aligned schools, and each one of you is going to contribute in the discussion. So loads of discussion, number of sessions hands-on, so that all the new learning can be absorbed. Maybe we won't develop too much of understanding into it, but we would have taken a look, tried it a bit, being participative approach. And therefore, you will have I, the first I, which is insight, new learning. You will have the second I, inspiration, because we have some satsang and our mandir sessions. We have our E, which started out with our icebreakers this morning, and it's going to continue. And wherever, if I see Durga Prasad brother sleeping anywhere, there's going to be an exercise session immediately. And there is going to be the P, loads of deliberations and discussions where each one of you will be contributing. Okay, and each one of the creation will come out with a little bit of a detail and hold back a little so that the surprise element is thrown in at the right points, and then continue. So I'm going to now request content, the training team, to come forward with content from teachers' perspective. So go forward, enjoy yourself, participate, be your free selves. What I mean by, let us not have any blockages. Let us work in small teams so that we are able to put out everything that we have in our minds, all the questions that you have and all the contributions that you can be. Thank you so much.
This one?
Yes.
Slides directly from your side. Directly from your side. Yes. Now it is. This one.
Om Shri Sai Ram. We are both from the training team, and recently we got the opportunity to talk to some of our teachers about the content. So I think it's an exciting time for all the content authors. We have got feedback on the content. We are just going to share some. What we did was yeah, so I'll just advance to the next slide. Yeah, so the previous one was just the list of the teachers we had obtained. So at the outset, we want to tell you that this is not a highly randomized, statistically randomized sample. We just reached out to the state teams, and they have selected some teachers from among those who are regularly using content. I think all of you know now that when we are using, now that we are using our Moodle based website for distributing content, we have an amazing tool in our hands. We can pull data, and we can see who is downloading which chapter, on what date, at what time, using what device. Whether it is a Lenovo phone, it is an Oppo phone, it is our, a Samsung tablet, whatever it is, or a laptop. To that extent, we are able to see, we are able to track content download at least. Usage, it's a different matter, whether they are actually using in the classroom. For that, of course, we are planning. We are going to be tracking that also. For that, we will need on-ground support from the state teams. We are going to do that. But I just want to give you a quick background of whom we have been talking to. So these teachers are the ones who have been using content, and on that basis, the state teams have selected their names and given us their contact details, and we have been talking to them. And we standardized the questions. We had 8 questions. We asked all of them, and those are the responses we have kind of summarized. So I will bring you the overall quick summary, and Shobha sister here, she has spoken to a lot of them over the phone, so she will add a few details wherever they are necessary. Okay, so this is for us to get a rough idea how teachers are using our content, and generally what is their feel about it. It's not in detail. We have not collected data from thousands of people. This is just a few, just a handful, the list we showed you in the previous slide. Okay, so with that background, how did we interview them? Of course, we just called all of them over the phone. They lasted about 10 to 20 minutes. So these were all phone calls. So we did not speak to anybody in person. We did not, this is not from classroom observation. Okay, this is basically interviews. Yes, so most of the people whom we spoke to, they said that we are using daily. Some of them said I use 2 times a week or 3 times a week. And when further questioned, it was either because, there is AV room availability or AV equipment availability, those kind of reasons. Would you like to add any details here?
Basically, the scheduling, I think what we have gathered is some of the schools don't have a schedule of their AV room. So that was a big, and they told us, ma'am, we are downloading, but usage, we don't know. It's a big question mark. But this is one of the problems. The infra is one of the problems over there. But they have, those who have downloaded probably personally on their phones or on their tabs or whatever it was, they were appreciating the content, but transacting that content in the classroom was a challenge for them in the classroom. So that was one of the big concerns. So somewhere down the line, Chandra and we were discussing, we need to discuss this with the management. With so much of effort going in from the content team, why is this not being transacted the way we want it? So that was one of the foremost observations through the phone calls which we gathered.
Yeah, so,
Yes,
sure.
Yeah, so one of our, my colleagues, from Don Bosco, Delhi. Yeah, so one of my colleagues, we were just discussing why we are going here. So then he said, I think you must ask them that during the lockdown period when they were having online classes, they wanted to download the Diksha portal, things from the Diksha portal, and the Diksha portal was not letting them access. So I think we need to bring it to the authorities. We work so hard, put our material into the Diksha portal, not just us, everybody else.
but are they size schools, no?
It's not just for science schools, is that right?
No, no,
what
Diksha is
the-
for everybody.
Diksha is for pan India. But what the teachers whom we spoke are mostly all are from our science schools only. But the Diksha one, yeah, that could be.
Yeah, so my question is like, suppose there's somebody from Don Bosco, Delhi.
Yes,
If they want to download the Diksha portal and say, look at our
yes.
content, it's possible, right?
Yes,
It
it
is
is.
possible.
Yeah, so
It is
the
possible.
problem is everybody not able to download or access the Diksha portal is something that I think you at your level can
Madam,
approach.
sorry to interrupt. Actually, that might have been the experience of your friend at one time. But we have statistics from government that our content on Diksha has been downloaded lakhs of times ever since. So maybe that one time your friend reported to you, which glitch rahi hogi, but it's not it's not the norm.
Okay,
It's
so
very
mostly
much-
it is accessible, you say.
And that is accessible. They every now and then, if Diksha has hackers, they'll put up the firewalls. Especially the hacking comes from outside of India. So it's a one-off thing, that's not an issue, just to solve your
Oh,
concern.
okay, thank you.
I just have one small question. When you say that teachers are finding it challenging to transaction in the classroom, is it only from the AV perspective or any other concerns they have?
Some of them are coming up in the upcoming slides also.
Subsequent questions.
Yeah, so this is one of the immediate things that came up almost immediately. Why are you not using, are you actually using what you have downloaded? Oh, sometimes we don't have access to this or access to that. So that was one of the things that came up immediately. Right. Then, these are the individual responses. We can share this with you if you want to look at them later. The next question we asked was, when was the last time you used and which chapter did you use? Okay, so just to have a record so that, if there is something we can look at it. Okay, then we asked, how many assets do you use in one period? This has been something that has been nagging us, right? So 2 teachers said only 1 or 2 assets. Most of them said 2 to 3 assets. That seems to be the general thing, 2 to 3 assets. A few are even able to do 4 assets. Okay, and one teacher mentioned that for suggested activities, you need to allocate an entire period, 20 minutes. All, it's not possible. So that was one teacher's input. Other details you
The
have?
time allocation was issue there. So we were just discussing with Sri Jayati's sister, instead of just giving it as time, why don't we give it a suggested time? So then, according to their convenience, let them plan their class and then take it forward. But yeah, that was one of the main issues that they said, we giving the time, and if we are not, probably it's like their coordinator or their principal or somebody must be monitoring. This asset is given only 15 minutes. Why did you take so much of time? Why did you take the entire 45 minutes period? But the teacher must be having challenges. It's not just transacting in all the names and sake of transacting. The concept has to be understood. So she might have taken a little more time. So that was a glitch over there. So I think that we can address that issue. It's not
And
a-
also the number of children in the class
Yes.
is determined.
Doesn't
Some are
matter.
Small classes, sometimes you have 40
Yes,
children.
yes.
It will take long.
It will take definitely long time. So that was understandable. So we said, okay, we don't need to.
And to add to this, we have been doing another survey from the training side about how they are handling the classroom. So one of the feedbacks, one of the questions we asked was, how is the classroom arranged? if the classroom is arranged, what do you call it, stadium style, like this auditorium style, it is difficult to do activities, right? So most of the classrooms are arranged auditorium style. And we also asked another question: do you rearrange your furniture for activities? That was another question we had asked. Most of them said no. A lot of them said no. Very few of them said only for important activities. So what they consider important, we don't know. So at least, maybe it happens once or twice a year, we can assume. So that will be also a challenge for doing suggested activities if you are not allowed to. Sometimes the school doesn't encourage that. So there's a larger issue we need to talk about. Another question we asked: do you use the entire MLP or only a part of it? Okay, so whatever your response, why? So most of the teachers said that they do go through the MLP before they go to the class. So these are the teachers who are using. So there are many who are not touching anything. That's a different issue. But these are the teachers who are downloading and looking at our content. So they are saying that they go through the MLP. And then there are teachers who have said that, I only go through the parts that align with the textbook. Sometimes the content is not aligning with the textbook, or sometimes the activities or the concepts are in a different order. Those kinds of responses also we have got. Any other details you would like to add here?
But the only good thing is now, earlier in some of the class observations, we saw the MLP flashing to the students.
Yes, without showing the slides.
Now they have understood for whom is the MLP. It is not for the students, it is for the teacher. So they got thoroughly confused between teaching aids and this MLP. And it was a full, especially during the pandemic period, it was an entire mess up. And they just showed the MLP, what will the student understand from the MLP? Now they have understood that this kind of a training in pockets, like they go to many schools and done it. So now they have understood what is the purpose of the MLP. So that
Somebody
clarity
has
come.
raised it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sarah?
Do you have data? Did we check? Is this test, is this interview done with more experienced teachers or the teachers who are coming fresh?
No, we did not discriminate for this. We just wanted to get a quick feedback.
The reason why I ask this question is because there's a mindset.
True.
There's a mindset.
True, definitely mindset is an issue.
For example, the last point which you said, that I use which aligns with textbook content.
Yes.
That is very typical of, in my opinion, advice. Right? I mean,
Yes.
I know what I'm going to teach and I will only use what I require.
Yes.
Rest I don't require. So
Very
probably
true.
missing some value.
Very true. Yes.
They want that one-to-one mapping in them. And
Yes.
is this there? This is there in the MLP. So then I will do this. That kind of the clear transaction is that I have to do it this way. Because probably they give us, we are answerable to the parents, we are answerable to our higher ups. So some reason or the other comes up with this.
DP brother wanted to say something.
Yes.
I don't know whether you have taken this answer. When we went for training, observing the observations, when they go through MLPs, our MLPs have, let us say, for higher classes especially, we have 2 or 3 main essays, main script.
Yes.
2 or 3 main script. And we have only one suggested activity, one value content, and one DD essay, right? So, but all the 3 MS cannot match with the other essays. You get what I mean? Like, let us say we have 3 MS assets, right? 3 concepts being taught in that MS. But only DD is only one asset. That means only one concept is matched with this DD.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're not able to establish relevance for all the concepts. Okay.
One MS essay, and she cannot find the match of DD or any, they won't use it.
Right.
That is
Okay.
the difficulty of the teacher when I really went there and looking at their observations. When they go through the whole MLP, they have 3 MS essays, but only one DD is matching with that. That is
Get
the
it.
teacher is taking a different MS essay and she cannot follow, I mean, take a next essay
The
that is not
corresponding
matching.
DD is not.
Exactly. So he has to go through another MS to get that DD to be taught. So that's the difficulty.
In every essay, everything is a stitch in a stitch format, so they can just follow the sequence if there is a need.
Now then again the timing. See, let us say one MS is taking 20 minutes or 15 minutes, and a DD is again 10 minutes suggested activity. So they cannot take more than 2 because the timing doesn't match.
That is true.
And some of the MS, especially in the maths subject, they have to go through 2 MS to get to a DD or any other.
The math teachers do have that little challenge.
So
because
they have this challenge.
Yes.
So they say, only I take only MS asset and the rest I follow my method. That's
No,
what
that is
happened when we went for observation.
No,
No, no, we'll talk about it later. Yeah.
So for
Yes.
that planning, teachers need more time. That is why they skip the MLP itself and they do.
Yeah. Okay, that is another reason that this is happening. Oh, that is your read.
They have told you when you.
Yeah, that's your read. Okay.
That detailed explanation in the whole.
Yeah, the details,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe they would have not got.
Okay.
in the thought. That's why-
Got it, got it, got it. Yeah. Okay.
Like when we are mapping the content for all the boards, there are extra information given. The teacher's discretion is they can use whichever is there in that textbook and leave the other, because now we are mapping, so there will be more.
That is definitely
content
there.
will be there.
That is
Karnataka,
definitely
there will be
there, yes.
more, or West Bengal there is more. But it may not, the West Bengal MS, whatever is there, it may not be there in Karnataka textbook. But we are creating one so that we don't have to keep on creating new assets.
Yes, we have got that specific feedback. We have got that specific feedback. Yes. It confuses children. Extra information confuses children. This is exact words they have used.
The teacher should not. It is teacher's discretion.
No, but why should any extra information confuse children? That is another thing. Right? It's just extra.
The teacher is a filter, right?
Yes, the filter. Yeah.
Yes.
Sarah, up to 5th standard, many schools are following. They're following private textbooks.
Mm.
So if Vidyarani can do something to make it uniform, I think more, the standard of private textbooks are more higher than the NCERT textbooks. Even when they are following CBSE syllabus, the management is following a different textbook. Maybe from the parents also they demand that. But some uniformity can be there about the textbooks.
Okay.
The same challenge came when they
Yes.
I
Yes.
suggested them to take the concept from MS concept from our MLP. Then the other things they can, I mean, whatever questions they want to ask, they can take it from their textbook. That they can do because our concepts have been explained very well in that. So concept you can take from our MLP. Then other things they can follow their textbooks. That's what the suggestion and they follow it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Was this survey?
Somebody else. Huh?
Yeah, Surekha.
Yeah,
Go.
I wanted to know, other than the MS or the DD or the essay, do they really,
We can hear everyone.
what about IQ and QA? See, QA, we don't follow textbook questions, right? We try to make our own words or match the following. So was there any feedback on that?
Yes, yes, we have.
I have also survey conducted on particular standard, like the high class.
No, nothing.
Nothing. We just.
Because we find different responses from.
True, very true, very true. That is why we gave that introduction.
Gave one kind of
Yeah.
response and the primary level teachers gave another kind of, we could easily figure out.
Because when you spoke about the time for the suggested activity, 1 period, because for a 9th standard teacher, she can't afford to do that. I mean, she can't give a whole period to suggested activity.
Depends on the type of activity.
Yeah, and how much learning can take place through that
It's
activity.
like, it's all to do with the planning from the teacher. Probably the little guidance has to come from the teacher.
Gupta ji had something.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
See, what we have observed now when we are interacting with the teachers. So what we have observed is that the initial, at least a month should be wasted or invested in every school to ensure that this is not time consuming, this is going to save your time, and how better it will be. So we usually say that the first program is 3P, principal Pratap program. The principal should be very much convinced that this is going to help them. Then there is PPP, teacher Pratap program. That basically that the teacher should be convinced that this is going to help me. For that, I have some suggestions. That basically is when you have some recorded videos where the Vidya Vahini content is being used, and you show that to the teachers, and then ask their view that whether you are feeling that comfortable that after using this content, do you think that the lesson will go to heart or not? This is basically required. So what I have done is, in case if you will find time, we have recorded some video of the teachers where they are using Vidya Vahini lessons. So when they are using it, and when we are showing this to the other teachers, naturally, when they are not, in case if they will be forced, they will not be giving the result. This should come from the inner. Outer, there are many ways to make you this. For outer, what they will be doing, like people are doing nowadays, when they are attending online classes, their mobile is attending the class, they are doing something else. Rather, like this way, they will be loading the content to show that I have loaded this much. Naturally, if I have loaded, so content loading is another activity and classroom teaching is another activity. And I tell you, in case if the teacher wish that I am to use the Vidya Vahini content, whatever condition may be a village or maybe a bigger school. If the teacher is having intention that I am to use and it is going to help, only then it will be usable. Otherwise, every exercise, whatsoever you are doing, is going to get this. That's right.
Yes.
Okay, move.
Video. Video.
So,
A small doubt to ask.
Yeah.
You were talking about the problems that are created because of the use of audiovisual equipment as well as the availability of, the not availability of the AV room and other reasons why the teachers are using. Do we have, I'm not very conversant whether the system that is given to the teachers, whether they will know that some of these assets do not require audiovisual equipment. So these assets can be used in the classroom without.
Yes, during training, we emphasize on that. We tell them.
But it is not available, like when they look at the MLP, does it say?
Like an
these
icon.
assets-
If it is an icon next to it which shows this is an AV icon and no AV with the cross, so they know
Okay.
that I can.
No, I don't think it is indicated in the MLP, but during training, we tell them that what are all the different ways to still transact the content, even if you do not have AV equipment, what are the different ways you can still use this content? We do cover that in training in a separate session, actually. We do cover that.
That is, PPT is not available.
Mm.
All of them are watched.
Can it be transacted without AV and non-AV?
Okay, anyway, we are going to go over many such ideas. So we will wrap this up soon so that we can actually move on to the ideation part. Okay. So we also asked, what do you like about the content? Since they are using, we asked, what do you like about it? So very often we came across these words like resourceful, enjoyable, interesting for the students. They said the students are finding it interesting, the students are enjoying, and they enjoy the beautiful presentations, the colorful pictures, and it is easier to explain using the audiovisual aids. That was one kind of feedback. Some specific feedback like it is easy to use. These are innovative ideas. There is, these are systematic teaching techniques. This is systematized, so they find it easy to apply these techniques. And they found it, some people found it time saving, because if you are actually going to go online, search, create activities, write a lesson plan, it's going to take you hours for every chapter. So if you are somebody who does that, you will really value this, because like the last comment here, everything is available on a single platform. How to teach, what can I use to teach, how can I go about it, how do I assess, A to Z, everything is available on one platform, right? So are there any specifics on this? Nothing? Okay. Right. So what did you find problematic? Did you face any problems? Most of them said there was no problem. So again, I'm warning you, this is a skewed sample. These are the people who are actually using it, right? So they don't find any problem with it. That is why they are using it, or they have overcome the problems, whatever it is, right? And then one of the problems highlighted, which we have already discussed, is they find that the alignment with the textbook content is not what they have expected. So they want us to bring in more stuff from the textbook into our MLPs. So this is one of the comments we got. We couldn't really understand what exactly they mean by that, but this is one of the responses we got. And also when the order of the content is different from the textbook. So again, I don't know, we try to stick with the order the concepts are given in the textbook. So again, we could not really understand what they mean by that. We could not get specifics from them. And yes, this comment we got from quite a few mathematics teachers, that they are looking for more practice problems or sums problems, more of those. Yeah. Okay. So then we told them, if we plan to change our MLP or assets, what would you? Yes, ma'am.
You said that they want more practice exercises. Then we can't fit in with it way, so we can give it as an extra worksheet with the additional things there.
Yes.
That instruction will be given to PT.
Yes. Yes. We will come to solutions soon. Right now, we are just presenting the problems. So, they said, some teachers said, okay, we asked if we are planning to change our MLP assets or something, what would you like to see changing, and what would you like us to keep as it is? Okay, so some teachers said, no, this is a very big question. I need time to think. I can't answer. So we couldn't give them time to think, because we had to, come here. So some really needed to think about it. Okay, that in one way it is good that, immediately they didn't say, these are the problems, get rid of these things. So that was a good thing. And then, of course, some teachers, echoing Gupta sir, they wanted more videos. Some wanted videos to help them understand how to go about teaching, and some wanted videos for helping teach certain concepts. So certain concepts they felt would be easier to transact if we had videos rather than diagrams or slides to show. Okay, and then yes, one teacher very specifically suggested that if all the PPTs would, instead of having like 20 separate PPT files, if we could have one file. We have already addressed this problem many times. When we had one file, people could not download, the file size was too big, those kinds of issues. So this thing has always been happening. And yes, one teacher mentioned that the MLP is too lengthy. I mean, it's many pages. So it takes a lot of time to go through the
high school level teachers who have mentioned that the primary or the middle school.
Yeah.
That's quite natural, We take it in terms of the length of the lesson.
If we want thoroughness, then it is going to be lengthy, at least as of now. As we are visualizing an MLP now, yes, maybe with so many minds put together and with Swami's grace, we might figure out a way to solve this problem. Also, we might make a quantum jump. Who knows? I can see Suhasini ma'am putting cloud emojis. If this was a chat, she would have definitely done that. Yes. So the 8th question we asked, in case the board rolls out new syllabus, very soon. It is not in case it is going to happen. And then if we create fresh content, how would you like it to be? Okay. So many of them said, no, we love SSSBV content as it is. We are not looking for any change. It is fine. And they said, whatever you do, we know it will be good. We will take it as it is. So those were a few responses.
Everybody said was, please don't do anything with the VC. If you want to change anything, you do plus VC. We don't want anything to be changed. We want VC.
Please ensure VC is included. Whatever you do, please ensure VC is included.
That has that full connect to the topic and to the, so that was one loud suggestion. The other corporates, when they are unable to match, I mean, my colleagues, and they are unable to match, they ask me, how do you do that? They said, you go to this content and give you the script and then you see how you can map it.
Yeah. So, so some people asked for videos showing how to transact the assets. And yes, they had requested for more visuals in the English content. Okay. And yes, so this was quite a confusing, the fourth one was slightly confusing comment we got. I think it's the third comment, if you are able to read. Yes, I changed it on purpose. I'm seeing if I can, I don't know how to increase the size on this computer. So since the syllabus across all boards are more or less the same, one access should be there for common topic in all of the boards so that the teachers will not have to search. So whether this was a comment on our website search feature, or whether they are saying that, you have a common repository of ways to transact various concepts and we will go and pick up whatever we want. We could not get that clarity. And
No, actually, that was like if I am searching for some concept in Tamil Nadu board, and then I also have something in CBSE board, maybe. So I think this teacher was trying to hop from board to board and trying to get the best content of it. But instead, she said that if the search pattern is such that if I need to
topic-based search
topic, I get a quick download or something like that. Probably she meant that I couldn't really answer that question, but her doubt or her suggestion was very valuable.
Yes, we will take
That we have to take it as a technical aspect that we can sort it out.
Yes, but there is a catch in that. There is a catch in that. On the LMS, there is a catch. Yeah. Oh, she's talking about CMS. Yeah, in LMS, there is a catch. There is, we are trying to figure out if technically we can solve the problem. If not, we will have to figure out how to train the teachers on how to do it. There is a possibility, but there is a catch. It is not easy. Okay. No, that's a different website, sir. That's a different website. Yes. So thank you all. These are the feedback points that we have been able to gather. And I hope this gave you some insights to help think and, ideate and come up with ideas. Thank you, Sairam.
After using this Vidyavati content, the retention of the children are better or it is safe, right?
Brother, whether retention is what we are aiming for itself, we have to question.
That has to be question number one next, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, they will make a change. I'm good. You can just close. What do you need, ma? Just close the presentation. We have to want to close the presentation.
This one? No.
No, I don't want any.
Oh, you don't need anything.
Stop
Okay.
share. No, I don't need anything. Sairam, everyone. I'm sure Shobha and Chandra has given us enough food for thought. Enough. Something that we've never looked at as to how the teacher is viewing it and who is the end user. How are the students getting impacted by it? So that we wanted to bring out during the content session so that we know how to modify or change or look at it completely in a different manner and so on and so forth. I just take away a few points and share with you. Some of the points we have to perhaps think through, like transaction in a class is a challenge. We thought we are simplifying it. Please keep that in mind. Duration appropriateness, that we have to see. Maybe we are expecting too much of the time that is available. Maybe we need to be brief. Video creation. Okay, I'll come back to this at the end. Easy to use, innovative, systematic teaching techniques, time saving, all very positive. And again, there is something, MLP is too lengthy. Yes, we know it. Okay, it's not a secret. Maybe I'm reiterating from because all the content authors are here. We've seen MLPs crossing 60, 70, 80 pages, sometimes even beyond.
But ma'am, maybe the lesson is also equally long for a 9th standard. There'll be a lot of content. And we are supposed to always look at the lesson and then make the amendment on the content.
That's
So
right.
I think it just matches the content with the text.
How are we going to respond to the teachers as a teacher? If we are, why are we creating content? Let's ask a very simple basic question. Why are we creating the content? They have the textbook. Let them go use the textbook and teach and come back.
Yeah.
But we are saying, no, we want to help you.
Yeah.
Okay, how are you helping me? Creating one chapter in the textbook which is given for say 20 pages. Okay, you are converting it into 120 pages and you're giving it to me and you're saying use it. I don't have time to read it. I would have gone and done a Google search if I had time. Fair enough. Okay, we have to look at ourselves. Okay, and this team is a wonderful team. Okay, our content team is a wonderful team. And we are mature enough to look at ourselves critically. Okay, it doesn't mean that we are looking down on ourselves, finding fault with ourselves. It's only that, okay, I want to still help the teacher. How am I going to do in a manner that it helps? And videos showing how to transact the asset was one from the feedback and one from Gupta sir. Looks like we have already done the mind reading, you know. Yes, we have. And today, the session that you're going to come into now is about new approaches. Why are we looking at new approaches? Some of these questions will get addressed through the new approach. What is the new approach? I leave with the presenters to discuss with you. And each one of you will be participating in creation of the new module. So look at it carefully, because you are not only going to view it, but also create in the new approach. Okay, maybe a few months down the line, gradually starting from now. So I welcome Usha, Sri Jayanti and Ganga to take forward the session on new approaches to content creation. Thank you.
No, I'm not sure. LMS, I will show. Yeah. This is the one. Next slide, page down.
Sairam, everybody. Hi. This is a little bit tricky. As Suhasini,
You hold it in your hand, it'll be comfortable.
no, but it won't be seen.
How will you see which price is taking it? If you stand, you'll be able to see.
No, but I won't be seen. As Suhasini said, you have to concentrate because you're going to do the module and I may ask questions in the middle, okay? So be prepared. Sairam to Swami. New approaches we will be doing soon. Before that, I want to set a small context. That is, we are all working on MLPs now, right? Certain aspects of the MLPs, we are going to give stress on the new approaches. So what are the aspects that we are going to give very much importance? That we will see first, and then we will go to the new approaches, okay? Now the current MLPs, they are undergoing a quality upgradation. We ensure that the learning outcomes, that the content match with the learning outcome, the objectives of our content. The objectives match with the learning outcomes. So in the new approach, we are going to give importance to curricular expectations as well as content objective matching with the learning outcome. You have all been doing this in your asset planner. We have a separate section. Is it not so? Now, this is going to get very much importance. Inquisitive question. We all frame inquisitive question, but we want to put in clues or leading question or probing question. For example, if I ask a student a question, what is an object where you get all three states of matter, solid, liquid, and gas? The child will think, the student will think. He has to come out with an answer. Teacher has to wait. Teacher should not give the answer immediately. So she is giving a clue. You can find it in kitchen. The child still thinks he's not getting the answer. Then she can put in leading questions like your mother cooks on it. It heats up the food. What will be the answer? The child will know the answer. What will be the answer? Water. All three states of matter, you find it in the kitchen, okay. Teacher won't say it is wrong, but I'm giving a leading question, it heats up the food. Fire, complete, everything should be there. Solid, liquid, and gas should be in that object. No, okay, the teacher will not say wrong. Okay, let us see more answers. The teacher will never say no. Okay, so asking for more answers, one child might tell it is the gas cylinder. The cylinder is solid. The gas inside liquefied propane gas is in liquid state, and when we put on the cylinder, when we operate it, it becomes gas. So all three are found in it. So we are bringing in clue, leading question, and also probing questions can be put in. So this part we are giving importance in our new approach. Yeah, previous, if you see the old MLPs, we used to put everything in the asset document. The same thing is transferred to the the PPT. The child will see the observation, the child will see the conclusion. Then what is there for him or her to think? So we came out with the idea that we will not show the observation and conclusion on the slides. The student has to work out. The reference is with the teacher. So that is how we upgraded the suggested activity. The child will be able to explore, analyze, and calculate then. This is a very important and very useful tool, teaching learning material. It is the physical object that the teacher carries to the class. We don't want the teacher to just walk inside the class with a textbook. If you are taking air chapter, take a balloon. Show that air occupies space by inflating the balloon. That is a TLM. So it can be a physical object or a digital tool, which we are giving much importance in our new approach. And now in the template also, class 9 template also, we have introduced the TLM. ITT, innovative teaching techniques. This is also finding a place in our present MLP that we are creating. And this will also go to the new approaches. There are several methods, universal teaching methods. Okay, like seek, think, wonder. Think, pair, share. We set a problem. We group the children into pairs and then they will discuss and give the answer. Okay, these are all student-centric learning. The learner comes in the forefront, the teacher is a facilitator. Think, puzzle, explore, same thing. Think, puzzle, explore. The title itself will tell you what is the ITT. Mind mapping, which we normally do in our old MLPs also, we find a lot of mind mapping. Jigsaw technique is completely, entirely child-centric. The student, they learn, they discuss, the teacher puts the question, the child comes out with the answer. The teacher never teaches it's left upon the learner to discuss and come out with the solution or answers. Number head together. This also, the students, they stand in a circle, they are given a problem and they are given numbers. The teacher says, number 5, now give me the answer. After discussion, the child gives the answer. So this is how we have brought in some innovative teaching techniques in our, we are going to bring, it's already there, but we are going to give importance. Another very important, which the physics team here is actively doing, that is Subhadra, Yamini, Balakrishnan brother and all are Radhika are actively doing is interactive simulation. We have some in chemistry. So here it's interactive. If I have to give, ask an electronic configuration of an element, then we can pick up the number of atoms, put it in the orbits. Okay, it will just drag and drop system like that. The child can play with the concept, interactive. So this is very, very important, gaining importance. Biology and geography also, interactive simulations can be brought in. Okay, so all these together is going to enhance whatever approach we are going to bring in. Then there is a chapter on gravitation and many other chapters we are around. If anybody wants to see any of these techniques, we will surely show you through the LMS. Okay, we are going to show any LMS now.
Not these details.
Okay, some. Okay, now coming to video demonstration module. This is one of the new approaches that we are going to take in. This will answer many questions that the teachers had. Okay, and also Bharat Gupta sir's answer also will be obtained from this. We have already created some samples, but we are going to do more in the coming days and show it to the teachers, send it to the schools. Okay, what are we going to do? Now we had some problems, about AV room, about time, mainly time. The teacher is not able to complete the assets on time. All these aspects, how to deliver it. So the correct way to transact the asset is also very important. You can't have a boring classroom. When I'm doing interesting asset, I will bring interest. Like you had an icebreaker session here, no? So much interest was created here. So if it is an interesting asset, I should bring in some interest. If it is an inquisitive question, plain, I cannot ask a question. Okay, what is your name? I can't ask, like, I have to bring in interest. So how we deliver, that aspect also is taken care of in our video module. And one problem the teachers face is I'm completing only 2 assets in a day. I'm completing only 3 assets in a period. So this will be answered. When we are creating the video module, we ensure 35 minutes, 30 to 35 minutes period slot where how much can we cover. So the presenter will cover only that many assets in that, and the right way of presentation. So the time aspect is covered, the creation, how to deliver aspect is covered, and also the flow. Like Durga Prasad brother said that they are not able to find a DD for that because of time. So here we are bringing in the right flow of matching the concepts. Okay, all these are can be found in the new approach of the video module. And innovative ideas, like for example, when I'm starting to teach a chapter, I don't want to tell the students what is the chapter. I will be taking something and then ask, now students tell me, what am I going to teach? What am I going to teach? Then the students will come out. See, these are small, small innovative ideas which the presenter is bringing in, and it is going to help the students register the content easily. It will also bring in interest. Okay, so now I think we will show you a collage of the video model that we prepared. We did a video module for science, mathematics, and social studies. No?
Please define the word ideation.
Yeah, when we'll come to it.
We'll come to it. Now it's the video module. So we'll show you one sample. Yeah.
Holy man passing through.
What is this?
Yeah. See, this is a chapter. Okay. And Chitra was allotted value content and one more asset, which she completed in 35 minutes. Okay. Now see the innovative ideas that she used. Okay.
The jungle, the parrot and the swan spoke to each other. Hey, swan, look at this holy man. Shouldn't we ask our king, the lion, to seek his blessings? Yes, parrot, we should ask our king to seek the blessings of a holy man. It is important for our peace and prosperity. So both of them went to the king. Okay, and they said, please go to the holy man and take his blessings. So the lion, listening to his intelligent advisors, and went to the holy man and invited him to stay in the forest. Oh, holy one, I come here seeking your blessings for me and my fellow beings in this jolly jungle. I would be greatly honored if you could stay in our.
What is it that is moving and how is it moving?
Yeah.
Can anybody tell?
Ma'am, there is a,
What is moving?
is there a screw below?
No, not a screw, a small pivot. It is called a pivot, where the needle of the compass rests so that it can rotate easily. Okay?
Have any meaning at all, because the time of action is so important, isn't it? Unless you express that in your sentences, the whole purpose of a language is a waste. Yes? Now what shall we do? Story? Shall we go for a story?
The voice modulation.
Okay. I have promised my children a story and I am going to keep my word. There you go. This is the story of Rahul. Rahul is an intelligent and talented boy.
Meter.
Meter is what?
Measure.
Very good. It's about measurement. So it's measurement of earth. Okay. So let us see how the geometry originated in the world. As you all said, you all have already told that geometry means measurement of the earth. But where it originated was in a land called Egypt. You must have heard of this country, and this word itself is a Greek word. And we already know the meaning. Geo means earth and metron means measurement. And
What is it called?
Jenny.
So for all this khichdi, what did you make out? We showed you 3-4 videos, right? What was being done in this all this? Making the khichdi very delicious, right? By adding flavors to it, right? So all our 7 assets, log MLT, 80 pages. Yes? But the teacher has complained that there is no time. So we have to tell them what we are giving you is best and how to use it also. So how to use it is what is there in that video. How we are going to bring it together, which assets can be brought together, how the time can be taken for each of these. That is what is this khichdi all about. Okay, so videos, one of the teacher has asked for videos. So therefore we have given the videos, right? We have given them videos. This is the TLM we are going to use, followed by this asset, followed by this asset. 3 assets completed in 25 minutes. Don't say MLP documents are very long. This is how it has to be transacted.
Absolutely.
This is how it has to be delivered.
So there will be no complaints.
So we are making it easy for the teacher.
Yeah.
So this is our new approach.
And
Yes,
we
yes.
are going to have a asset planner or CCDP for that. Asset type, asset title, and what are this is one prepared for maths. Okay, what is the theme, sub-theme, time, plan to use, and preparation for PPT. All these will be first planned, and then we form the video model who will take either one presenter can be there, or in science we made 6 presenters take up 35 minutes asset. So that we will plan later on, but this is just a beginning for you all to understand. We will go forward. Now the next approach.
There's one virtual question from Rajeshri.
Yeah.
How to use these demos? Should we also take into account lack of the infrastructure?
This is from Rajeshri Natarajan. How to use it? Should we also take into account lack of audio infrastructure and give few examples for low resource setting also?
Actually, this is made as a teacher reference video. This is not for students. Okay, this is only to tell the teachers how to transact in 35 minutes and how to deliver in a proper way. Okay, the teacher is going to utilize the same. She is going to teach the class, but the video is going to be a reference. Okay, not directly, it is not going to go to the students.
Yeah,
Okay.
and in addition to what Usha has said, these video modules, although they are meant for teachers, right? So wherever there is actually a PPT available, there also the person who has delivered has tried to use Blackboard or replace it with something so that you don't necessarily fall back on the PPT. In case you have it available, perfect. In case you don't have it, you can manage pretty well, because Satyasai Vidyavahini is all about pedagogy. It's not about audiovisual aids which enhance the whole thing, right? So how to teach, how to deliver, that part is very well addressed through the video module by all those who have participated and all those who are going to participate in future, right?
There's one from Subbu brother also.
This is from Subbu brother. However, if the teacher is using the PPT, then we should consider the scenarios where there is no tech or low tech. And Rajeshri is replying to it. Yes, sister, even that, can we have video references for teachers
how to teach without AV. That is the
That is going to come.
answer. Yes, sister, even that, we can have a video reference for teachers, how to teach without AV, without PPT in the background.
That is only going to
that
come
is how
now.
it has been,
Yeah.
modeled. Yeah. That's how
So-
our assets have been modeled in those videos.
Correct.
That if you look at the MLP shows the presence of a use of a audio visual aid, okay? Whereas the one who's delivering it has not used that aid and still delivered it. So the whole thing has been modeled in that fashion. Therefore, it's a suggestion, and of course, the training team is going to be involved in it, but these are the points that you can put across.
And it's one of the ways in which it can be delivered.
That's right.
One
Yes.
approach is what we have taken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suppose the teacher cannot make the puppets in whatever I have done. The teacher is not able to make the puppets. She can script the entire thing and make the children enacted in the class, where the students can be themselves the resource. So we can do it that way also. It's one of the suggestions that
And,
And all this will take us into the next approach.
Yeah.
And it's a very natural passage to the next approach which will come forward.
There's just one point here regarding the various responses we got from the teachers, especially about time, about packaging, about different types of, we don't have a DD, brother was saying there are some issues with DD not being available. So what this video demonstration approach is to give a sense for all the existing content, whatever content we
Yes.
have as of today, whether we can generate video modules like this, which will put to rest the doubts the teachers have. And this is the planner. Everyone has the CCTV teachers have. It's a very simple one. You period 135 minutes, we could finish 3 assets and it is visible. It is, they can see it in the video. Only difference between this video and the actual classroom would be we didn't have such naughty and unpredictable classroom. So that is the difference we have to take into account. But going forward, we hope if teachers from schools can also give us these videos, that would be more authentic because you have real students.
And we will review those videos.
Yeah, and also she did the 35 minutes you've allocated, but actually you've covered less than 35 minutes.
Yes, we have covered less than 35 minutes. And one more thing we would like to say is, many times the teacher feels we have to do textbook content. We do the content, then we do Vidyavagini. If Vidyavagini is after I do my lesson. But it is not. Vidyavagini is that you do the lesson through it. So that is the thing we want to communicate through this approach, that please don't see it as separate. So even if you have an exercise, so even in the videos, if you see full videos, the teacher would say, come on, let's take your notebook, write down. So there is time. So only thing is in our MLP, we don't give time for all that. But in the demonstration, we do a little bit. And then, so these are little things which we think it could help the teacher. Let us see.
And for the next module, ideation module, we are planning the new approach for the MLP, which are going to be created. Okay, so that we save much time. Okay, thank you, and Saira. Yes, Brother Gupta, sir.
You asked one question, 3 states in a kitchen. You use that gas cylinder and then liquid gas and then gas otherwise. When basically it will not be a appropriate example because gas cylinder is not made up of that gas.
It's solid, solid.
But it is, yes, that example can be initially if the child is introduced that gas cylinder is and then just ask the child what is wrong.
Yeah, it can be a non-example and bring, yeah, thank you. We'll do this, thanks for the feedback. We put this in the MLP like this. We'll do the correction. Thank you. So I hand over to Ganga and Sri Jayanti for the next new approach. Thank you, and Saira.
It's not working. Sairam everyone. So we start with the new approach, that is ideation. And all of you, most of you have seen, how many have seen the video? Ideation video? Very few. Okay, so we will have to play it once again. Yes, Sri sister.
Yeah.
So we.
So all of you are familiar with okay, the LMS. That is where the teachers get their content from. So we are logging into the LMS platform, and many of you here, content team, are familiar with CMS. That is where you create the content. But this is where the content is getting delivered.
Just cancel it.
Just log out and log in.
So the new ideation module is also an MLP, but in a slightly put up in a slightly different way. Okay, wherein all those doubts that the teachers expressed while they gave their feedback, we have incorporated, taken in all that and then try to work on it. Because I am also a teacher, so all those practical problems that a teacher faces, every day we face that and that us. Okay, so the first one, the lack of a projector and lack of audiovisual infrastructure, that is one of the biggest challenges that the teacher faces. So if we say that we are handholding the teachers and we are helping them out in their tasks, we need to give them many suggestions. So even if there is no projector, no audiovisual room, there is no time to actually put up all the PPTs and show it to the children, what are the other ways, techniques, means, methods that she can use in order to make her lesson very effective? So ideation module is going to help. We have taken one particular chapter from geography, that is for grade 9, and natural vegetation and wildlife, and we have tried to work on that and present it in a slightly different way.
What is it?
So what is this approach? It is a lesson plan. So till now, how has your lesson plan been? What all we have done? MLP, what is an MLP of the present?
Dear teachers, through this video, we
What
bring
is
to
the
you
MLP that we are doing
suggestions,
today?
pedagogical approaches,
How are you doing
ideas,
your MLP?
references, and teaching aids.
How are you doing your MLP today? How are we doing your MLP today? In a PDF form, but what does it contain? All the assets, only 7 assets? How many?
No, 9, 4 MS, 2 SA, 1.
Yeah, so we, you all create assets separately and then you put them all together and you create one long document which is a MLP, and you see that there is some flow in the content and corresponding PPTs are attached. So probably a lesson will have how many assets, which school lesson 6, 7, 8 kind of thing.
25 to 30.
25 to 30 assets you will have and 25 to 30, 25 PPTs you will have, right? So there we are, we face so many challenges. So now what is this approach? So this approach is also giving a lesson plan. So we are calling it master lesson plan, where we have covered the entire content from the beginning to the end and in detail, right? Here what we are doing is also a lesson plan. The lesson plan is slightly different. This also has, does it have 7 assets? It has 7 assets. So what it doesn't have or what more it has, please watch this video. Then we will quickly, I think all of you can say it and it won't be, it's not a big thing to find out. So we would like you all to see what is this lesson plan, how does this lesson plan look?
I don't need to give you half an hour to go through a document. We just want 10 minutes of your time to watch this video. So this video is a lesson plan. Just let us imagine we are the teacher. Each one of you is a geography teacher now. You are receiving this lesson plan. Please view it like that. Thank you.
For the topic, dear teachers, through this video, we bring to you suggestions, pedagogical approaches, ideas, references, and teaching aids for the topic Natural Vegetation and Wildlife for Grade 9. This ideation for lesson planning and delivery has been designed based on the curricular expectations and learning outcome as prescribed by CBSE. The chapter on natural vegetation and wildlife has been broken down into subtopics. Ideas and strategies on how each topic can be dealt with has been suggested. As you view this video, you will find that all the 7 assets are integrated seamlessly to make learning insightful, inspiring, enjoyable, and participative. You will also find suggestions on how you can use the corridor and enable a campus culture towards attainment of curricular expectations.
No, the video is not, only the audio is coming. PPT is not moving.
Where it is, you have downloaded or downloaded?
Dear teachers, through this video, we bring to you from the students by putting
For the beginning, it is static.
the chapter.
At the beginning, it is static.
Dear teachers, through this video, we bring to you outcome as prescribed by CBSE. The chapter on you will also find suggestions on how you can use the corridor and enable a campus culture towards attainment of curricular expectations. The curricular expectation for this topic is to raise awareness and sensitivity towards environmental issues. This MLP covers attainment of the objectives where students are able to recognize and describe different types of forests, analyze and explain in 5 minutes, that is 5 periods of 35 minutes duration each. Additional 1 or 2 periods can be used for writing work and assessments. Can be used for writing work and assessments. The subtopic Biodiversity in India can be introduced in an interesting way by showing the video depicting the rich biodiversity of India. You can follow it up with an interactive session bringing out the definitions of terms such as flora, fauna, and virgin vegetation using images, citing examples and non-examples. Differences between exotic and indigenous species are also to be brought about.
So what is the asset here, which for this topic?
Objective?
No, this one.
Main script. Yeah. MS. And the beginning is interesting aside, right? So the main script is given like this. So what we have done, what is the difference is in your typical MLP, you will create one main script asset with all these definitions and you will give something. But here we are saying the teacher has the definitions in her textbook. She has everything. So we are just giving her the idea of how she can begin with that video, interesting aside, and how she can do this concept, right? So there is no PPT here, so there is no technology problem here. She can do it with the board, she can show pictures, whatever she wants, she can do this entire topic.
That's what first order.
You can also provide information about some
If the
indigenous
teacher
species
doesn't have
and
a projector and audio visual, she cannot show it, right? That video. Now the question is, but that video, if she has seen it or viewed it, that gives her an idea that this is how I have to start. And if she doesn't have that facility, she can just do a mind mapping wherein put in all the names of all those animals and birds that the children can think of on the platform. There is a variety, right? So what we are doing is we have just given one suggestion. That one suggestion will lead her to another idea which he can use in her class.
And I can, I mean, on the spot, I'm sure every one of you who's present here can think of things like, okay, she doesn't have a library. If she has a library, she can bring a book on animals and birds. We are talking about biodiversity. In case there is no library, there are these even newspapers today where these are there. She can ask questions about locally what birds are there in which season, and she can, what are we introducing here? And interesting us. That's all. You see, don't start straight away with the textbook. Let them look around. Yes, that's why it's an ideation. Here, the whole thing goes around giving ideas. One, we believe teachers are intelligent enough, they have been handheld for a long time, they can take forward the content on their own without so much of spoon feeding which we are doing. And also, to be very honest with in this group, we have too many chapters to create. Okay? Two, it's a constantly changing. Andhra Pradesh, if BP brother was here, he would have told us, Karnataka board, Andhra Pradesh board. By the time you finish creating 50% of the chapters, we find 80% of the chapters gone. How long are you going to create 60-page ML, which anyway is not
plant
of much use to the teacher? So here we've moved over to giving them ideas. Okay, that can be substituted by anything that you have. And gradually the teacher will start, this is our minor thing. Nothing of this stops with us. We are going to take them from current movement to video module, they will create. First we will create, then they will create. We will move over to ideation module. First we will give ideas, then they will give ideas. So teachers for teachers. That is what we are. Yes, that is how. They are creative. We are recognizing their innovation. They are getting independent to do it differently. Independent they are without us with the textbook. But we want them to be innovative and independent.
moving
forward with this video. Yeah.
Factors affecting flora and fauna of a region. This subunit of the chapter could be dealt with by asking questions arousing curiosity and critical thinking. Relief and climate are the two main factors, with other sub-factors related to it. The teacher can elicit the factors affecting vegetation and wildlife from the students by putting forth questions. One question has been put up for each of the major factors that has been suggested here. For example, relief. Every question here leads to at least one of the factors or sub-factors affecting the flora and fauna. The teacher can add more leading questions to get to the sub-factors. Example, what kind of trees do you find growing in abundance in the state of Kerala? Why?
So when we look at this particular slide, we are integrating two assets. What are they? IQ and UA, no, MS. So the entire MS is actually developed using questions. Okay, so the whole thing, because it is all based on previous learning, and they will start thinking, and then the retention will be more. So MS, so it is not just giving all the bullet points and then telling them, okay, so this particular asset, IQ, can be used in such a manner that the entire MS of say 2 pages or maybe 2 paragraphs is transacted using just questions, and it's going to be interactive. So instead of the teacher talking, the children will be giving in all the answers and then followed by summary.
In the first three
So in the first 3 chapters, they have already these answers. So you are
chapters,
actually
the
recapitulating
students
that
have learnt
also.
about
Coming to the new
location,
chapter, moving ahead,
physiographic
going from known to unknown.
classroom, and a mind map with points related to relief and climate and its sub points
Now again, projector is
can be
not there, these
developed
points
on
can
the
be put up on the
blackboard.
board.
You
Okay.
can reiterate all the factors with the help of the graphic organizer. Another subunit of the chapter, Importance of Forest, is relevant to our day-to-day life and will have a direct impact on the way the students would relate to the environment.
This is again an MS,
Edition
but
in the
given as
school
a
assembly.
So importance of forest, importance of trees, all the
The
children
connection
know.
to
So they will
day-to-day
come up with all
relevance.
the points.
Yeah, you can tell it off, that would be fast. No?
So importance of forest, here in the previous MLP, how many ideas will we give? One idea, right? One suggestion, one idea, this is what it is, please do it, right? But we are not, we are moving away from that. Here we have so many ideas given. You pick up whatever is best for your class. Do it as a role play if you have time. Do it in the campus, do it in the school assembly, or you take it up in the corridor. You pick up all the personalities who have worked for some kind of environmental concern, okay, and then put it up on the corridor. It can be project activity plus when it is put up on the corridor, it's a corridor activity, classroom activity, a video,
Can
mind
be
mapping followed
by the value.
Okay, all the keywords are written on the board. Again, when you take it to the community, it is pre-plantation program. So we have covered all the 4 C's. Okay, so ideation is give them idea so that they don't restrict themselves to just the classroom, take it beyond the classroom.
The value content.
Yes, and followed by the value content. A careful choice between needs and wants. Again, it is only a discussion. So there is no need for a PPT or for a, it can be done as a role play or it can be done just through a question answer method or a discussion.
Yeah, but what will they do for value content? Some teachers, so that we are providing. So if you see the MLP for the first MS, that virgin vegetation, there is no extra content. But value content, if you look here, value content needs versus wants.pdf. So that document will be a teacher resource document. So that we will give. So whatever the teacher needs will be additionally given. Wherever she has a choice, she can do it. That she can do it on her own. So that is the difference.
Separate documents where graphic organizers are provided, so a printout can be taken. The same thing can be drawn on the board also, or there is a PPT which and PPT can be shown. So all options are available to the teachers to translate the lesson in a very interesting manner.
You can refer to the value content document
value
in the
document
teaching
will be
learning aids folder.
All assets may not be having.
Yeah.
An interdisciplinary approach seamlessly happens when students get involved in presenting the information for the concepts that follow. For example, students relate the concepts to adaptation and food chain from science. They also understand the physics behind.
So this is again something that was done in the MLP previously, but it was not highlighted so much. But here we are taking into consideration the interdisciplinary approach. The teacher makes a conscious effort to ask such children about adaptation. Where else have you learned it? Which other chapters in science have you learned about this? What do they know about adaptation? So when she talks about the first, when she introduces the lesson itself, she can talk about how animals, plants, there is adaptation. So that is related to science. Then the different chemicals which are involved in photosynthesis, trees in the equatorial forest, how they are different from that what we find in desert. So science comes in. Maths integration, any data which is given, total forest cover in this particular region is only so much. Okay, so they can present that using a bar graph or pie chart. And again, poems can be composed. So we got one feedback from one sister.
That will be in the next
Okay.
session, no? That will be in the next session.
Yes, we will talk about it in the next session. So poems, so language is integrated. So integration of various subjects within one particular chapter, so that better learning happens. It enhances the learning.
Have been suggested. Activity-based.
So here quickly we can finish.
Again, for the main script, we have activity. We are giving two suggestions. One is a collaborative group activity, and the second one is a flipped classroom. If the it depends on the chapter. When you give a flipped classroom, or when you use a flipped classroom technique, the children are very intelligent, and because natural vegetation doesn't require so much of explanation. Okay, so they just read through. Facts are presented, and they can do a comparative study, and they can come back. They can discuss. Each one can present whatever they have understood. That is one way of doing it. Another one is you just give it in the class, tell the children to read the pages, and then they read it, and then there is a worksheet where you have a tabular chart which has to be filled up. And when children, it's a mixed group, it encourages even the weak child to read, and even if that child doesn't know, then there is a smart child to help out that child.
Learning. The entire unit related to the types of vegetation can be put up.
Just moving forward because we want to close in 5 minutes.
Related to wildlife. Each group.
Yeah, here also same thing. Suggestion for collaborative group activity is given. So we want to move to, that is what NEP is also saying, student-centric approach. So here children get to present, and this is the suggestion given. All the matter information is there in the book. So what is required is not that kind of textual information, how they are able to process it, how they are able to take the information, how they are able to present it, what they are understanding. So these skills will come out when they do this. So this suggestion is there. It's up to the teacher. And if she is not able to do, she has no time, there is a concept map with which she can build the entire topic. The concept map is given by Vidyavahini in the form of a PPT. And
so
then
effectively, one particular MLP will have either one video or two PPTs, not more than that. And there will be number of worksheets which can be printed and the teacher can use them.
Information which actually covers up wildlife, centric with ample opportunities for put up refer to the PDF document containing the summative assessment. We hope that this lesson plan design, which is aligned to the NEP 2020 guidelines, will be helpful for you. You would have noticed that the lesson plan design is student-centric with ample opportunities for activity-based learning, interdisciplinary approach, and development of critical thinking skills. Relevance and connection of the topic to the real world has also been well integrated. You can access this lesson plan design in the PDF format also. The PDF format will have all the slides you have just seen. Video links and reference links can be accessed from the PDF document. Thank you.
So quick discussion about what is the difference between the present MLP and this new ideation model.
Will this be going into the Diksha portal? This will be going into the Diksha.
We will start putting it out on LMS. Okay. To start with, it will be on LMS. Right. And actually, we are not going to do it immediately. Right now, we just, Chandra and team, and we created some kind of questions and uploaded them in different schools, and we got some feedback from some teachers who actually used it in a classroom. Okay, so we have feedback like that which from the end user. 2, we don't want to restrict it to these small numbers. We will be sending it to more schools, more teachers, getting as many critical inputs as possible, incorporating, modifying our content, and make it more user friendly. Ease of use, user friendly, all that is there, which means we have, perhaps may not want to use that word, the different levels. You know, you have schools where they need very simple approach. There are schools which require more of, yes, more of, all categories. So this model or module will be ideal for every kind of school. If we put it out on picture, the same should work. We are not sure as yet. Here we have amalgamated, if you have seen, we have brought in different types of assets together. And the terminology which NEP and NCF uses is very different from the terminology that Sri Satyasai Vidyavahini uses. So we want our terminology to map with their terminology in order that it is taken forward to understand the same thing. We are going to have more sessions on how things are being planned and worked out and how much competency-based approach is gaining importance. So here the skill of the student, the learner, not our skill to teach. How much have they learned is more important. Student-centered means how much is acquired, learned knowledge, and the belief that they should connect with their world, real world. They are so disconnected.
Experiential learning and this thing. Connected to the world.
Well, I'm basically connected to the world. If you walk into a market, do you see some little bit of geography, economics, mathematics, science there? Then why are the students thinking that one pocket is science, another pocket is math, the third pocket is social studies? We are trying to bring it, they are trying to bring all of that together. Through our approach, we need to do that to remain relevant to the times of the day, right? So maybe we are a little ahead, maybe there are others who are ahead of us. Irrespective of that, we are trying to take that leap so that we can reach there. And our approach has to change. We have to accept. And as you go forward, believe me, you're going to have more and more newer modules being brought in, thrown in, bombarded, more for our perspective and thinking change. Once we are ready to pass the baton on to the teachers will be ready to pass it on to the students. Otherwise, I am teaching, I am the giver. That feeling has to go. They know it. They will make us learn their way. And believe me, as a teacher, I experienced this in a classroom where I was constantly trying to say, okay, no, this is how you have to create it. It was a mathematical problem and we were trying to say, and the student kept on interrupting me in very small, soft voice. He's a Korean boy. And but then once I finished, he started and he did it a totally different way. And I thought his way was great. Okay, so this is that approach and we have attempted it. We are all going to attempt it together, float it in different schools to different teachers in order that we get feedback and then take it forward. But in the afternoon, every one of us is going to work on this. Okay, hands-on.
So suppose we suggest that a graphic influencer be done for us in this place. So as content creators, are we going to give them the template or are we
they have yet to show a few more things. But I think we have 5 more minutes. We have 2 more minutes. Yeah. So maybe we just open the planner. Yeah, yes. You can open the planner and show. If you notice, there were some links given at the bottom. Yeah. Those are the PPTs that they have created. So we just 2 or 3 PPTs that they have created.
So the teacher, if she wants, she can click on the link and
Go to the PPT
or PDF, whatever
she wants.
Somewhere in the form of PPT, somewhere in the form of PDF.
Yes, the PDF is basically learning documents.
No, we will just quickly do that.
We see it is PDF.
That is for the teacher to refer. It's all, whatever the teacher refers to separate.
No. We are not doing away with the PPTs or multimedia, but we are keeping it in a different format for the teacher. All the teachers,
That's right. So some of these do not require PPT, so they are going to have the video format.
Yes.
So when they click on that link, they will get it.
Yes.
So basically, we will look at we will just call them for collaterals. So some of them will have teaching aids. So what are our teaching aids? As of today, we may have PowerPoints. Anything else? Video links. Yes, video links will go. We are not giving them. No, you will give an external link. So you don't even have to do that. For example, in this interesting aside was an external video link. So we are not giving any video, but if you want to create a video, yes, PPT PPTs, videos, audios, anything can go. Learning aids, worksheets, and it can even be posters. See, we can even create posters with concept maps which can go on the board, bulletin board. It can be there for reinforcement along the time the chapter is taught.
That will satisfy the
corridor need, and it also becomes a learning aid. So those are things which we can create and put.
One particular, this is in the teaching aid. Earlier we had this copyright issues. This video is very good, but can't be put up, right? So therefore we just give the link. We provide the link, the teacher can download it and the teacher can use it in the classroom.
Yeah.
Okay, then PPT is of course there in order to where internet connectivity is not there. So that PPT.
Providing the link, no copyright issues.
No.
Oh,
That's why instead of
outsourcing,
yes.
And that's very important because even as parents, people have been struggling to make these videos. Want YouTube to find videos of everything.
Yes.
So really, this is a very important.
So that is where we are doing this handholding. That we are facilitating the teacher because we have all ourselves identified that these videos are good. So you just have to click on this, download it, take it to the classroom, you can use it.
And teacher reference documents are our asset documents. Let us say you have an activity, okay, which needs explanation. Like for example, here we didn't have, it was a collaborative group activity, very simple, we could put it on the slide. But let us say there is some activity which needs elaboration for the teacher to understand to do, then we give a document. Similarly, value content, we need to give the content, we put it in a document. So these are teacher resource documents. TLM document, many of you know how only if a TLM needs elaboration, we will give. Otherwise, if we tell, bring this, bring that, I think they will do. But if how to use it, if you think there is a need, only then we will give.
With one TLM, the entire unit can be developed. Sometimes when it comes to maths or when it comes to even geography. So that one TLM, if there is some kind of explanation as to how to use it step by step, that will be provided in the teacher's reference document.
Just quickly, you can go there.
Yeah. So, so you can look at the slide, and all of you have already given the points, the present MLP versus ideation module. You want to, this one, we have just 2 more minutes. We all began with that. That was elaborate. This is concise. One thing which Ganga sister said, how IQ and MS got woven. So here there was a distinct thing. So that distinctness would slowly, not be there probably. So that could be a feedback from the teacher that we are not able to get separate assets, but it will flow. So that interwovenness will come, and there are multiple suggestions. It's not only one thing that we are giving and the teacher has to use that. She has the flexibility. And these are the various differences between the present MLP and the ideation module. And here again, curricular expectation is a new thing which we are bringing in, and learning outcomes, more focus on that. And from the SVB perspective, why do we want to do this? Why are we wanting to look at this approaches? Because all of us now in the content team, we all know anybody asks us for any other work, we don't have time. We say we just cannot look at anything. I have this much to complete, this much to review, this much to mentor, and all the time the hands are full. So we are hoping that this will free up a little time for all of us in the content team. So we have probably, all of us would want to interact with the teacher, handhold the teacher. So we have a little more time for that direct seva with the teacher. So that is a possibility. Then, so we are, our pressure also reduces, and continuously syllabus change. Now NCF is coming. The dynamic changes happening with the NEP. Are we in sync with that? So all that can be easily built in through this approach, we hope so. And that is another thing. And completing syllabus, there is some groups which are continuously, we don't have content in social studies. It is so exhaustive, so many boards, so many chapters. How will one small team of 10 people cater to around 250 chapters? I don't know how many chapters totally across various boards. So many challenges are there also.
So we hope that this will, ease those challenges. I think that's it. No? Planner, you want to see?
We can come back.
We can come back and see.
Yeah, we'll discuss for lunch.
Yeah.
We will have to, you want to show the planner because
Okay,
when you
we'll
pass it
just-
on, they will.
Correct.
Whereas we looking this, I'm not looking at you.
Shobha, you have to share those folders.
Yeah, we do it later.
Okay.
Okay.
Social studies lessons.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Okay. So
Everything is done.
There is a planner. Then are you showing the planner?
Yeah. 1 second, quickly. Let's put it up. Move.
Okay, please.
Social studies was Okay, so all of us are familiar with the asset planner, right?
Because we all have been planning our content using the asset planner. Similar way, we will be using the ideation planner. This is same, no difference. Okay, only same. If I don't know how many, some of you may not be in the content team, actively in the content team, but in the afternoon sessions, we will have groups. And every group will have one person at least who has worked on a pilot in this ideation approach. So there wouldn't be any problem. And every group will have one folder shared with them. They will be subject wise. And we will start opening that asset. One chapter is also selected. So that group will work on the chapter. And using the ideation planner, first thing you will put in the learning outcome and the learning objectives, then list out all the topics and subtopics. I am not elaborating because most of you know it, but that will be the exercise we will do during the hands-on session. And then for one unit of content, you can plan the only difference here is we will choose the asset type and we'll write the objective. And here the H column, where what we will do is you saw the slides. So whatever content has to go on that slide, you will write there. Okay. And this action to be taken is notes to yourself, notes to the author. Okay, I want to search for a video tomorrow. Search for a video, or I want to create, a concept map. You're not doing it immediately, but it's what you want to do. It's a notes to yourself. Take it as a notes to yourself. You can write that there. And one more addition is domains. We will do it this afternoon. So this is what will be the hands-on we will start doing. Please do the planning only for one unit, one topic or subtopic, where you have at least 2 or 3 assets, and let at least one of the assets be a QA asset. So this will be our hands-on for the afternoon. Okay. So I think we will all have that.
What we will do, Srijanti and when some of us will be walking around. Okay. First thing, we are sitting for lunch. Everybody will be hungry. After lunch, we are assembling in small groups. Okay, how do I know what is happening? These lists will be put up outside. The name list will be put up. There are tables on which there is a name list will be kept as well. So you can identify your table, go to that table, sit down, settle down, and then they will give whatever necessary guidelines are prepared. Okay, so in the afternoon, you'll have, we share the folders in which you will be prepared. Somebody with the laptop in that team, multiple people on with the laptop, you can look at it, but this is how we are going to take it forward. So enjoy your lunch and get back for a active hands-on session. Thank you. Okay, very, very important thing. When should I come back? We reached it away into 5 minutes or 7 minutes of lunchtime already. So exactly 50 minutes from now. Is that luxurious?
And we not allowed to sleep.
Or lunch, all of us have to cook with the South Indian canteen where you went for breakfast this morning. Yeah, have your tag. That I think everyone is happy.
Same place where you went for your breakfast. Asha Lata ma'am, you have anything to add? Yes, yes.
I just told him come and see what we're doing. Yeah. I told him come and see what we're doing. Yeah, I told him don't sit. Yeah, lift it. Yeah. Link by shop it. Yeah, lift it. Can we leave our things here? Actually, I leave the tables of the rear each one. But we can leave shop. Laptop we had one.